Very short break as we promised, and welcome back to ESL Southeast Championship Season 6 online playoffs. We are about to get into picks and ban phase for the second game of THR versus GG, and here you can see it's loading. Here we go. Do we see things that we weren't expecting to see?
Well, Zaya is banned, Rakan is banned, Israel's banned. It's the usual. This time Azir is banned, is a kind of standard thing, is banned along with Ornn. But look who slipped through the cracks for GG as Kalista gets locked. So Kalista,
I would say that
why
this is
hello
very
there.
annoying. This is very annoying because there is not much you can ban that you won't let something open, at least on the first draft of picks. So
Oh yeah, and
it
like
is quite
this
annoying.
time they go for it.
So Tietza are going to pull away the Alistar because combination of Alistar Kalista is very, very scary, but let's not forget that there is still a Braum and a Thresh who can go together with her, and they can be picked also on the first rotation because none of the other supports is banned except the Rakan.
But like I suppose they could just go for the team fight comp, but they are hovering over Lee Sin and they do pick it up, so
Well, it did work last game.
it's just what are they going to pick? What is GG? What is their answer with this Kalista? Like they lost the Alistair, they lost one of the main engaging supports, so they're really going to find something to put with this, or they're just going to secure themselves, the job.
Oh boy,
Or
that's exactly what I actually wanted to see.
the kitty cat coming out to play.
Exactly. GG seems to be doing very, very well when their jungler plays very aggressive and gets low picks early game. And the Javan, yes, he did play quite well early game, but it wasn't like that aggressive as we have been used to. So with the Rengar, he might get the chance to play even more aggressive than we've seen. And the Shen also goes through, which is very exciting to watch. It has been banned for a lot of games. On the other side, THS is like, you know what? We're going to show you how to play the LeBlanc this time.
Is it our turn? The question is, if this backfires, there's a lot of a mentality game going on, but we're going to have to see how they really play into this, because that's very aggressive. Alistair, Lee Sin, LeBlanc, they're going to need to kind of have a little bit more team composition, some CC going into this, so I don't know who they're going to really pick in an AD carry. You could see Tristana come out here, but they do ban, the Kassadin, Braum, and Gnar. Also banned from the side of GG.
Are we going to see
which
the
is kind of
Jace go
respectable.
through? I mean, the Shen quite does well against the Jax, so it was a really good pick in case THR want to go with that aggressive pick as well in the top lane, and it's very easy for him to help his team against a split push of Jax. Well, talking about that, they just don't even want to take the chance to go against it.
Oh, that's respectable. That's like, okay, well, instead of trying to counter pick it, try and get something out, you're going to ban the Jax, but then you just left over the Cho'Gath, and, well, that kind of completes their comp a little bit more. 2 tanks, 2 seriously painful tanks.
I was hoping, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I was expecting to see the Jace here because it's the only time he hasn't been banned towards the top laner. And THR's top laner played Jax so well that I was expecting to see another aggressive peak come out. Oh my god, what are my eyes seeing? That is just madness right here. GG is going to peak. Well, maybe you should take part in the giveaway then for a more steady chair.
I've got other ways to get into the giveaway.
Lissandra then is going to be locked in for GG, and that makes the team fight so much different because next time the LeBlanc gets into the team fights, he's going to get instantly ulted by the Lissandra and popped.
That's a lot of AoE damage right there. Like, I expect to see, you have the Morgana ultimate combined with the Lissandra ultimate, and then Shen TPing to protect one of them, and then Rengar jumping in from the side, popping a Lee Sin, LeBlanc, or Sivir, and then Kalista just in the backline poking. I think GG have kind of figured out a comp that's very strong, and especially, I suppose, Kalista can burn away a Cho'Gath, but you still have 2 main tanks, so you've got a lot of front line for THR, so this is going to be a brawl. This is just going to be back and forth. I can expect the really early game. I see early game advantage kind of going towards GG now that they picked up the Morgana, who, level 1 snares are, they feel like a lifetime sentence almost.
I have the feeling right here that we're going to see two sides. We're going to see the Cho'Gath, LeBlanc, Lee Sin, Alistar engaging onto somebody on GG and the Severe like on the back, giving them the buff from the ultimate for the speed. And then on the other side, we're going to see the Shen protecting the person they're engaging on, Morgana the same, Lissandra ulting the LeBlanc the second she jumps in, and then the Rengar having literally a very empty space to get on that Severe.
Well, like, I think the Rengar pick is going to work out for them to a point where once he gets to level 6, he can blow up LeBlanc. Like, if LeBlanc doesn't land a snare or doesn't land a chain, the usual stuff, Rengar is going to pop her. And then the same can be said for Sivir. And it's not like they don't have the disengage. Cho'Gath can help. Alistair is very good at that as well. But I think the Rengar just roaming a lot more is like he's going to be free to do a lot of the work that he can.
So here comes the question to you, very pretty early, before we even get to the loading screen, because this is about when I ask you right before we get in and see the action. But this time I'm not going to ask you about the early game, I'm just going to ask you about overall team fight, because both the teams have a very, very decent team fighting potential. But what my problem is right here is that THR have two very heavy tanks late game. They have the Cho'Gath, they have the Alistar. Even Lee Sin is going to get tanky enough. And Lissandra is more of a peel AP mid laner than a super bursty one. It's not like a Cassiopeia, a Nazia, something that can literally shred through tanks. So when that time comes of the team fight, it's going to be peel paradise basically for the Kalista. It's not going to be, oh, let's try to kill this tank. It's going to be, oh, let's try to CC the tanks and peel for the Kalista and let the Kalista do the work.
I don't know. I do give the overall team fight. I kind of give it to GG just because they got the Callista, who does a lot of backline damage. They've got the Shen to protect people. They've got Ringo to roam. They've got Lissandra to be defensive and offensive. That's a great pickup right there. And same can be said with the Morgana. You can, she does get a Zhonya's or even a stopwatch early on. She can flash, ultimate, stopwatch, stay right there. Lissandra can then jump in as well. Ultimate, you got a lot of follow up. Then you have Ringo jumping in from the side. You have Shen to protect one of them to get out. That's perfect. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it to GG.
You know what I don't see on THR? I don't see an exhaust. I wasn't expecting the Alista to go with an exhaust, but I was maybe expecting a respect from the mid lane towards the Rengar or maybe the Kalista, because literally all GG is gonna have late game to protect the Kalista is the Kalista itself. Because
Oh
she
yeah,
needs to be
like
doing enough damage to protect herself to get all the attention on her just so the Rengar can have a party on THR's backline.
suppose they do have a kind of engage eventually into like the mid game with Morgana, just picking her up, throwing her at somebody, and then having her ultimate. But I think it's going to be used defensively this time, especially going against the Lee Sin LeBlanc, who's going to be blowing people up.
Okay, then, so again, I'm gonna stay with my fact that I've said again and again, the Rengar wants to be invading, he wants to be finding the jungler early game, he wants to be abusing the fact that he can literally hop, skip and jump throughout the whole jungle pretty much. But he's not that strong if he doesn't have CC laners, which right now he has, but then on the other side, like in the mid lane, I don't see a possible gank, unless the LeBlanc mindlessly uses the only way to get away with the W, and then the Lissandra can get an engagement of that. But it's more of like a pre-thought engagement. Like you see the E of the Lissandra coming, you see that hand coming your way, and you instantly know like you don't want to take chances because pretty much the cooldown is the same for both the mid laners. So I don't see a chance right there unless we get like a flash ultimate, and then after level 6 Rengar jumps onto that LeBlanc. I
The
think
leap
I'm
of faith into the
yeah,
lane. Yeah.
I think I'm going to give the early game to the Lee Sin because I believe he's much stronger, and I would like to see him help the Cho'Gath early in the top lane so he can have an even smoother transition towards, the late game, if you will.
Oh yeah, like I don't know. There's going into the mentality game. They're gonna have to reset from last game. They're gonna be like, okay, well, guys, this is a new game. This is a new kind of start. We got decent picks going into this one. We can kind of focus here, group up, and if they take this game, they still have to take the next one. So there's a lot of pressure on this team right now, and so they could be showing a few cracks and signs in here. But I'm going to stick by my word and saying that I do believe GG just going off how they played the last game. I do think they're going to take the early game advantage again. But will THR run away in the late game? We don't know.
They do have the chance to. Both teams have a really good late game chance. I'm just because I haven't seen Lissandra right now into the meta and how she can act. She used to be a very more of like I said, more for build champion and less of like, oh, look at all that damage I can put out
Yeah.
onto one of your carries. But saying that ultimate she has, it's going to pull some QSSs if you want to stay alive.
Yeah, well, speaking of good builds, you guys can enter to win yourself a great build chair from the ESL store. It's going to be the exclamation mark giveaway to win yourself that 2.0 chair and some vouchers for the ESL shop, as well as exclamation mark bracket to view where these teams are. Like we said earlier on, this is going to be the last, I'd have to say, one of these teams is going to be going home. Like one of these teams, well, I wouldn't say home, but they're
Well,
going
they're
to be
going
out of
home.
this tournament.
Yeah.
They are at home, but you can get into the technicalities later. But exclamation mark cup if you want to view the details about this event, what's happening, and if you kind of forgot those commands, you want to see a little bit more exclamation mark commands or command, we'll bring it up. And then exclamation mark social if you want to catch up on the social media, follow when we're going to be posting all sorts of stuff. So there's your commands, and don't forget, you want to win that chair.
And definitely do follow on the social media because you don't want to be missing the next games from your favorite teams. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have DD as their favorite team, so you don't want to miss that game on Tuesday. Make sure to follow the stream and follow the social media to know exactly when we're going live with the games you want to watch. And if Ghostar or Moobot didn't answer to the question that you had from the start, simply go to esl.dg/official second. You can find anything you want to know, but you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. We are slowly but surely going into that game, and you know it. We're gonna have these live modifications that everybody loves. Everybody loves. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Don't you love live modifications?
Oh no, I do. And especially when the client freezes a little bit. But no, live modifications actually mine are all perfect. So I'm just gonna leave it as that.
Well, you're on the lucky side where you don't need to make the modifications. There we go. I'm finally done, and we can get and move on into the game. There's a lot of things happening, but there hasn't been a first blood. Don't you worry, guys. It's going to be okay.
Okay.
Typical stuff
Yeah, I
from
mean,
both teams. We see that very spread out line on their entrances and exits of their jungles. The only cheeky ward we see is placed by GG at this point, and it's not even at a buff right now. It is on the outside part of the red buff of THR. So
oh, like if you don't want to get too aggressive, that's kind of the standard ward you place. You're gonna place that just to get control between the rotations back and forth to see if anybody is kind of waiting there or trying to, get a bit aggressive on you. So we do see the standard start, but we could see an invade here with Morgana just being annoying with her snare while everybody is kind of just dancing at the side.
Bind is going to miss though. I mean, you do want to harass when you have that ranged support and you know that the enemy jungler is starting from blue buff, and now THR do not have any intel on where Rengar started, but GG are pretty aware on how long it took Lee Sin to kill the buff and of course where he started from.
Well, like, I kind of suspect they know where Rengar started just because how aggressive the Morgana was definitely playing with the Kalista in the bot lane. So they're kind of like, and Lissandra's in the mid lane. They must be starting by the blue side. Kalista just headbutts away.
I'm not sure what happened right there, but we do have the Severe with 0 summoners right now and the Ignite Pop. That is a one trade for GG, and you see if the Kalista can get that aggressive early in the game, you know you're going to have trouble towards the end of the game.
Oh yeah, like Callista hurts continuously throughout the game, and if she starts getting hit, she's like a brick wall, and well, a dancing brick wall. If brick walls had legs like that.
Here we have the first engage between LeBlanc and Lissandra. We're gonna be having trades back and forth, but the Listen is in the mid lane and the Q is going to hit. Are we going to see her first blood? It's going down. 48 HR, first blood. LeBlanc has to flush away from that engage from the other side as well, and look at all these spears onto his back from the Callistas. He's gonna be popping them, and he's quite more tanking than the Severe was last time.
A little bit more, tiny little sliver. And you see the first blood is going to go their way of THR, and right now they can abuse this. They can have the Lee Sin, go help out top lane, try to shut down the Shen early on while he's busy punishing the Cho'Gath, who kind of doesn't really win any trades until he starts getting into a little bit of level 6, level 8 around that region.
Okay, then let's see what the Lee Sin is going to be doing with that first blood that he has under his belt. The Rengar has sneaked his way into the bush, and we know how far he can get. He doesn't want to be stepping any further forward. He's going to be stepping forward though. Flash from the Rengar, and the Morgana still is going to be going down, making sure he's not going to be getting CC. The kill is going to the perfect member from GG's Kalista, but on the other hand, the Lee Sin, like I was talking about him, is taking a second kill onto the Lissandra, and so far, that is painful to watch.
Oh yeah, like that's right there. Like normally in game you'd be typing, "Oh my god, this Lee Sin is camping me," but like that's just perfect for them. They can just completely shut down this Lissandra, and they continue to do it repetitively because Lee Sin doesn't really need too much to engage. He just needs to hit the Q, especially a Godfist Lee Sin.
Well, at least my predictions are winning so far that the Lee Sin is a stronger jungle, at least in this game, than the Rengar.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not over yet. Early game, pre 10 minutes. Things could take a turn for the worst. But no, we're gonna definitely see.
LeBlanc is teleporting straight into the Lissandra, into the mid lane, and you don't want to be taking this fight with a 101 LeBlanc. But look at all this wave in the mid lane that keeps on hitting the LeBlanc. He's gonna be going down 1 for 1. The mid laners is just going to die to each other, and at this point, if I was the Lissandra, I would take this trade because the Rengar is right there to push the trade in. The wave in. You were 2 kills down, and he suddenly was able to 1v1 the mid laner who has taken both the assist and the kill from the previous gang. So I think I would take that trade.
Well, look, also she is kind of ahead in farm, not too much, but she's definitely going to be getting in there. But like the 2-1 LeBlanc, like we saw last game, how painful LeBlanc was. This could be complete revenge right here. But I do have to say, if you look at the bot lane, there is going to be a kill on the Callista, and she is ahead in farm as well by at least, 10. So this Callista could start hurting a little bit more.
Very quick pause right there, and the Rengar does know that the Tribus is warded, so there is not much way he could sneak onto that Cho'Gath, really. He might have to wait for level 6, pretty much. But if you look at the map right now, which the client has got stuck for once again, the Lee Sin is invading together with the Alistar until the CV gets back into the lane, and there is a Mountain Drake right there ready for the taking. So whichever team takes that is very, very strong. But the Lee Sin is going to be coming mid lane yet again. Lissandra is not level 6, is going to be getting back to her tower, but surprise! Flash from the Alistar, and he's going to be getting into that tower. Oh boy, that Lissandra is suffering right now. 1 and 4 in the mid lane.
I'd be extremely annoyed just to be like, okay, cool, I could dodge this, get in the tower. Oh wait, there's gonna be an Alistair as well.
Here
When
the
will my
Rengar is
suffering
gonna
end?
find the Lee Sin in the jungle. Does he want to take that fight? No, he doesn't, because his mid laner is right there again. Beautiful jump from the Lee Sin away, and look who's back. The cow is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna be taking another assist. 4 kills onto that LeBlanc, and 3 assists for the Lee Sin. They are pretty much everywhere. THR want to take this a clean sweep, and they are doing it from early in the game. That Shen is going to be hammering down that Cho'Gath, who doesn't have mana to use the feast yet. Are we going to be seeing a 1v1 in the top lane? What are you doing with the camera right now? LeBlanc is going to be landing that chain onto the Morgana, and the Shen is going to be trying to come in mindlessly though, because the Morgana is going to be going down, and the Lee Sin is going to be going down respectively to the Kalista. The Q is going to get onto the Kalista, but fortunately for her, she survives, yeah.
And like, we knew there was going to be an early game battle, and kind of props to you for pointing this one out, but I just have to say, they turned gears. They're going like, well, hey, let's just continue to abuse this roaming fact. And they just keep, LeBlanc going bot lane, LeBlanc, roaming, catching out the Rengar, then piling onto Lissandra. She is 1 for 4 at the moment, and she is ahead in CS. But when you're behind so much against, a 4-1 LeBlanc, there's not much you can do. You can't even really stay in your lane. You can't farm too much because every time she's farmed, she's gotten a little bit aggressive, and then LeBlanc just jumps straight back onto her and knocks away half her HP.
Same way as the Sen wants to be jumping onto that Cho'Gath every situation he gets. Q is going to connect from the Severe again onto the Kalista. He hasn't back yet, but if there is one saving grace right now on the side of GG, it is that
Shen.
Kalista.
No, I'm gonna have to say Shen for Ma. Just looking at the Rengar is gonna help him snowball, but like you said, I suppose.
Oh,
Kalista
here
is
comes
ahead.
the Rengar into the top lane, popping the ultimate, and that Cho'Gath is stuck underneath his tower with 2 members of GG, hammering away his HP. He's gonna be going down to that Sen, and Ignite going down to the Severe, who's gonna be running away because the Lee Sin is right there. We're gonna thrown back into the fight by the Kalista. Merciless right there.
I know, and right after the trade, you're gonna walk off. Like, there's a lot of things that you need to do from
boy.
GG to really keep into this game because the gold lead is dead even, and like even though they do have 2 kill advantages onto that LeBlanc, this could start turning and twisting, especially with them going for the first blood tower, and they are going to be getting it in the top lane.
Objective
But
for
we
objective
do see the
trade
return.
right here for THR, and let's see while they're backing off if they're going to choose to take the Mountain Drake. But saying that, it's going to take them even more because very clever by the Morgana to come back and try to bind them underneath the tower while they're tanking to take it, and I don't think after that DHR will have enough HP and mana left to do the dragon. Are they going to attempt to make it here? No, they're not. They're just going
No,
to be backing
they're
off.
gonna back off. Like, I suppose Lee could try go at, get the Blanc to come down and get Alistair to help, but that's extremely risky. You know that the lane's gonna be up very soon, and you know that they could be going for it. So they could eventually go for it. The moment they spot, Lissandra back in lane, they could go, okay, well, we know where at least one of their assassins is, albeit behind Assassin. It's still Assassin, I'd have to say. Rengar just roaming around there, who is going to get spotted.
Oh, Alistar is in deep trouble, getting ulted right there, but the Lissandra is gonna flash away with literally 1 HP left. Beautiful stuff right there by the Alistar. Woo!
Tanky Alistair makes it away, not level 6 yet, so we didn't see the ultimate from him. And I know this Alistair's playing perfectly right now. He's roaming so much, he's catching off people off guard, he's making sure his lane's ahead, although Callista is very painful to deal with, so we're gonna have to see how that turns, as we are going to be heading towards our 10th minute very shortly, and Drake is still up. They are going aggressive with this Callista, just trying to do a little bit more damage to force her back.
I think you said he's trying to get his lane ahead. I'm pretty sure he tried to get any other lane than his lane ahead.
Oh,
Especially the mid lane who's sitting on 4-1 and 2. The LeBlanc is like very painful to deal with right now. 4 members for GG. The Rengar ultimate is going to be getting popped. The cow is going to be engaged, and the Rengar gets straight into the fight underneath the tower. The LeBlanc has gotten there though, and the Rengar is the first one to fall. Alistar is going to be following, and oh my god, that poor Morgana is running away from that Cho'Gath, who most likely wants to be eating her. Now he's going to be changing his target to Callista, and she's going to be getting knocked up. There's a lot of these spears into the Cho'Gath, and he's going to be going down. No, he's not. And now they have to run away because that LeBlanc wants more kills. He has 4 in her pocket. The chain is going to be landing, and the Q is going to be landing on the Sen, and he goes down to that Lee Sin. 5 kills for the jungler of THR, and again, that goes THR's way. I think GG were like miscalculating there. That dive, exactly.
They got what they needed to originally, then they should have just backed off around that, not let everybody else get caught out and just take that as it was. Go back, try to get Dragon, but they kind of gave it up because right now they can't contest this Dragon.
Dragon uncontested, and right now, even though there are so many back and forths and you think that GG so far behind, they actually aren't. There's only 1k gold and not even 1k difference between these two teams in favor of THR, and assuming like that mid lane has such a huge gap in between them, the Lissandra has been keeping up on the CS scene, and of course that saving grace in the bot lane, that Kalista, who's 20 CS ahead and 2 kills up. I think is putting down more pressure than the Severe is right now.
Oh yeah, no, no, definitely putting up a lot more pressure, and like these teams are kind of like dead even. Like you said, the gold lead's not really there, but a 4-1 LeBlanc and a 5-1 Lee Sin is gonna hurt, like no matter what. So they're gonna have to be looking. They can just continue to use this Lee Sin and have LeBlanc roaming together to take objectives, take down towers. Pop a few of the squishies over there, and like right now everybody's squishy. Besides the Shen potentially.
The Shen is going, of course, first with that Hydra. Rengar ultimate has been popped for the Blanc since he used her W, but she's going to be using the ultimate away. The Kalista has been engaged on into the top lane. She's going to be going down, shut down for that Lee Sin. And he's on 6 kills, and here, like, they donated one to the Severe. They were like, oh, please, guys, I have freaking 5 assists. Just give me a kill. And he was like, all right, fine. Take this one. Very kind
like
right
that,
there.
that poor Morgana right there was like locked in a jail. Like, who's gonna be eating me today? So I don't know how they're really gonna get, like now the gold lead's starting to kind of stretch and show itself. You kind of see the way they're pushing it. They're pushing out the objectives in the map. They got the dragon. So now this Lee Sin is definitely paying off. 614 Lee Sin, that's gonna hurt. And like Rengar hasn't really been making any plays. We haven't seen too much from him. We've seen 2 assists and 2 deaths, and that's about it.
I think that Rengar is trying too hard with the mid lane right here, and we were discussing at the start how the mid lane is probably not the most possible gank for the Rengar. Like, if these ultimates were used on the Cho'Gath, probably that would have been more used to the Shen. We have the teleport though, talking about Shen, and they want to catch that Alistar and that Severe off guard. The taunt is going to be landing onto that cow, but there is no follow-up. Nobody's there. The Rengar is going to be getting caught down onto the river, and the Shen ultimate is going to have to be used defensively. But on the other side, Lysandra's going to be ulting that Lee Sin. He's going to be going down shortly. Hutu shut down for that Rengar, who has no kills. Now he has his first one, and with a bonus goal.
I would have tried to actually give that to Kalista just so she can continue to snowball and be aggressive, but I suppose, you might as well get everybody else going ahead as Morgana is just trying to keep the LeBlanc away from this.
Almost.
That
was too close for comfort right there. The Rengar, I'm pretty sure, had Smite, and I'm not sure why it didn't get used. I panicked, and I wasn't even playing. Panicked.
Like, that right there, when you see LeBlanc jumping around, she didn't even jump directly at it. She just used a few auto attacks.
Exactly, it was just a Q and an auto attack.
I could have taken this, but I didn't. Like, kind of scaring everybody off.
Rengar ultimate has been popped again, but this time it is just to zone the members of the HR to not take the tier 1 tower into the mid lane. And as you can see, the route that the Lissandra is taking is more of the protective route. It needs to stay alive to keep the Kalista alive, potentially.
No, like the Lissandra's had a bad early game, like no doubt about it. She, dying 4 times, only getting 1 kill in a 1v1, kind of having Rengar, no assists going out, so I don't know, you have to kind of see her get back into this game, play defensively, kind of be more of a utility person instead of, the aggressive mid laners that we see like LeBlanc.
Kalista is going pretty aggressive right there. Is the Shen? He's going to be headbutted away by the Alistar. And look at that return damage onto the Lissandra by the Severe. Double taunt for that Shen, but he's all alone into that front line. He's going to be getting kicked even closer to the Severe. And look at that Rengar onto the back line of THR. He's hammering away onto that LeBlanc. He's going to be able to get himself a second kill. And now they're onto that Cho'Gath. Taunt is going to be landing, but who is going to be claiming the kill? Look at all the spears that he has on him, and the Rengar is going to be going down nom 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 by the Cho'Gath, and he wants a second kill. Sometimes he's gonna go in and ulti herself, which, and Zhonya's on top. Really? I am not sure what happened right there. Maybe miscommunication. The Shen wants that Severe. He's gonna get that Severe, but is he gonna have any backup? No, he's not. He's gonna go down to that Lee Sin. 7, 2, and 5. I don't know what happened there with the Lissandra. I'm pretty sure that might have been a little bit of miscommunication right there for GG.
Like, they just got split up, and like, you saw how many spears that Cho'Gath had? I don't think those were even pulled.
Oh, that was very close for the LeBlanc to die right there. Beautiful stuff from the Morgana to be able to bind her whilst his W, she uses her W into the tower. Q is not going to be landed by the Lee Sin, but that's going to mean anyway tier 1 tower in the mid lane by THR.
Oh yeah, and that's just right now they can push and be a little bit more aggressive. Just look how much damage.
Rengar coming in and Lissandra with the Shen ultimate. They have got the LeBlanc off guard right then. 4 people except the Kalista are gonna be getting an assist from that one. Herald is gonna be spawning in the mid lane, and they do want this tower, of course. Biggest threat, which is the LeBlanc, has been wiped off the map, and Severe is gonna be saving that tower in the bot lane, literally with 10 HP, which she's actually not. It is gonna go down right now, and look at that. GG is just hammering away on the second tower because LeBlanc is down, and when she's down, there's no threat.
And they're source over in the bot lane. They're like, well, we can just continue to push this. We have the Rift Herald still alive, managed to get 2 towers. They're gonna go for third. I doubt it. They're gonna be potentially re-engaging on here now that they see Severe coming in. LeBlanc is back up, so they are playing smart right now for GG to kind of just back off right there and go get away and potentially take a dragon. But I don't know who's really at more advantage, because just look at the gold. There's a 400 gold difference. I'd have to say GG are getting back into this one, especially after they take this Drake, but there's a lot that can go wrong for both teams.
It's especially what we said, when there's so many squishes in two teams, it's so easy, especially when you have assassins, to make all these picks, that if you misposition even the slightest bit, you have a chance of dying. And right there, we did see exactly that. And so far, that Severe is having zero impact into the game because she needs to scale. She is more of a late game champion, and really, really late game, she could potentially be outscaling the Kalista as well, because GG does not have these very, very tanky champions, except
like right
the Shen.
now, that Sivir is almost a secondary support with the 7 assists right there.
Oh boy, that hurts.
Like, that's kind of, I know that
LeBlanc is going to be engaging onto the Lissandra, but surprise, the Shen is down there as well, but she's going to be going down anyway. What is going on?
That is what happens when a 1-4-5 Lissandra jumps into a 5.
Oh, the Severe has been jumped on by the Rengar as well. Is he going to be able to finish that kill? He is going to be able to finish that kill, but he's going to be going down himself to that cow, who respectively has 8 assists. The same with Severe. So we have the support and the ADC with the exact same KDA right now.
Double support bot lane. They're definitely going great. No, like, I think right there, like, Lissandra is just continuously getting caught out. She's just getting completely, I wouldn't say bursted down, but she keeps getting caught off position. Nobody's able to really help her out. She pops her ultimate, she's kind of stuck there. And
she's gonna be landing onto the Morgana, and she is dead for rights, or is she? Kalista gonna be pulling her back and saving her life, literally. That was very clutch right there.
Oh yeah, that's a very defensive Kalista ult, and like, that's totally worth it, because that kind of stops the aggression in the mid lane. Like, Morgana can go back, get her HP, and then Morgana stops a lot of tower dives and a lot of tower, the kind of under tower aggression that a lot of teams like to have, especially with the LeBlanc. Because if you dive this tower, get caught by that snare, it's almost like a
Talking
century
about
in
Lissandra,
lands.
has been caught again by the 2 beefiest members on the side of DHR. You don't want to be right there. Shen ultimate is going to be coming down, and Zonia's on top of her E. She is going to be saved by the Shen, but the Shen is going to probably be paying with his life right there. Alice are going to be jumping in. I don't know if you want to be jumping into 4 members of GG, but 3 of them are actually dead right now. And the Kalista has no mana to be defending herself anymore, and she's going to be going down. Double kill for the Severe right there. And I am seeing a lot of misplays by the Lissandra here. Like, you use your E to get away, and at the same time you Zonia's on top, so you don't have a way to get out, but the Sen has ulted you, so he could potentially be going in. So why do you Zonias? There's so many Ys into these plays. It was a very confusing play. The Rengar is around though, and the Baron is going down. Let's see if we're going to see another miracle still.
He's just gonna play it patiently.
DHR have stopped doing damage to the Dragon. He's gonna be jumping in now. We're gonna say still no! Listen is going to be smiting this one, and they're gonna be going back in for kills, but the only ones who are gonna be taking kills are more members of DHR. 2 for 0 and a full Baron buff team.
Oh yeah, and like you pointed out, that Lissandra just kept getting caught out, and like, I don't know, like, she doesn't do much damage at the moment. She doesn't have many items. She can't really, like, her ultimate doesn't do the AoE damage that it needs to for those engagements to work. You just see a little bit of poke there from the LeBlanc, just like, hey, I'm still around. I do still kind of assassinate people, but a 10 for 2 Lee Sin right now, and
10 to 10,
Rengar,
please.
exactly, like 10 to 10. That's painful, and that's Lisa's just going to continue to be, you know, his objective. I think right now that everybody else is starting to get a little bit more tanky, building their items, Silver picking up 2 kills, getting back into this, becoming the AD carry once again. So I kind of expect Lee Sin to be the one that's just going to jump on the backline, try assassinate, you know, the Lissandra who a little bit squishy, and then the Callista, and just avoid those engages.
This
But
guy's
Ringo does
insane
find
right
them.
now. He's been in 20 kills out of 21 for his team. He's been in almost every single kill that's been created this game. That is pretty insane. We are going to have maybe the engage onto the Severe right now. We do see the Kalista playing very aggressive. The Severe is indeed going to be going down, and the Alistar is going to be between 4 members of GG. Is this going to be the turnaround right here for GG? Alistar is going to be going down, another chasing the LeBlanc.
Look
The
at
Shen
all those
is
spears.
fearless. When
I
the
don't think I've seen
Cho'Gath
any
is
more
not
spears.
there, the GG is having a party with that Kalista. The second the Cho'Gath steps in, it gets very dark.
Oh yeah, because like Cho'Gath right now, he's at the stage where he has a lot of HP, he's got the peel, he's got the silence, and that silence been working perfectly. He's Morgana just not able to catch out the Lee Sin, and they are going to be grouping up to defend this tower, and like right now I don't think they have the damage from GG to kind of like tower dive or try and take this objective just as yet.
That's a 3v5 defense right there, which never be happening. And that's exactly because, yes, they did cut the Severe out, like we talked about, but that's not the actual member that you're scared
Not
of.
the
The
threat.
LeBlanc is, exactly.
And the Lee Sin, and like Cho'Gath was there to just be like, hi, I am the secondary tower. You have to pick one tower.
Oh, they are gonna be cutting here Rengar off guard, and oh my goodness. That damage is disgusting. 6 kills to add into her pocket for the LeBlanc, and oh, that seems so grim for GG right now.
Like now we have the opposite situation. All these members you're scared of are walking with the Baron buff towards your inhibitors, slowly taking out that mid lane tower, and then they're going to be going towards the inhibitor tower. And like right now it's the opposite. They have all these members here, you stuck under tower, and they could go for this, but they are playing the safe route. Cho'Gath is in the top, they're just munching down the tower and minions, and that's going to force a kind of like reactive thing, but you don't want to get caught out here.
You definitely don't want to be getting caught out, because these jaws by Cho'Gath are going to hurt if he gets in contact. They're just going to be they're just going to be backing off, resetting, and going back at it. There is a Mountain Drake that is up for the taking for both teams right now, and let's see if there's going to be any contest on that, because the Baron buff, I'm pretty sure, is going to be coming off soon. It is off right now, so there are no big minions that are going to be pushing any waves yet, so we might be able to see a fight breaking at that Mountain Drake.
Definitely. Like they have to kind of like stop these little advantages and see, you know, try to get back into this game. So they are going to try and contest this. But like right now, look at the damage going to that Drake, and Lee Sin and Cho'Gath are going to be in the front line right now as Cho'Gath just walks up there. LeBlanc also jumping in. So
that Dragon is going to be going down very shortly, and the fight has started. Zhonya's being pumped by the Lissandra, and the Rengar is trying to get the speed, but he's going to be flashing away. The Lissandra is the first one who's going to be going down, following the Rengar, and look at all these spears onto that Cho'Gath. He's going to be going down, but the Lee Sin is going to be taking care of the Kalista after. The Kalista is going to be able to kill the Lee Sin though, and this has turned around. The Kalista is still alive, and it's the only member who is the saving grace. He's going to be jumping out and leaving Morgana to her fate right there. There is going to be, thankfully for her, a flash, and that was the best thing to do.
And LeBlanc.
You don't want to fight a fully mannered up with ultimate LeBlanc when you are so low. That Kalista,
with the blue buff.
that Kalista
with
saved the
an
fight.
Alistar.
That was 3 for 3, and for GG, when you're 6k down, I would take that.
That's definitely, that's good news then right there. But like the problems don't end there. We are seeing like a little bit of the cracks from Lissandra got caught out once again, kind of like, although she did a lot more this time, and then, you know, Kalista was protected in the backseat, but this is just going to force Lee Sin and LeBlanc to focus Kalista in the next fight. They're like, oh, you starting to do damage to us. We're just going to start taking a bit of more aggression on you. And if Kalista falls, I think that could very well be the game all right there. Especially heading into the 26th minute of this game.
Exactly, so both the teams need to pay attention to who is actually doing damage. The Rengar has been jumping onto that Severe over and over again, and we do see that the Alistar has swapped his summoners for exhaust late game. We haven't even talked about this yet. He does have an
That's
exhaust right
for the
now.
Callista
That is for the Rengar who is jumping
and
onto the
the
Severe,
Rainbow.
exactly.
It
Because
depends which one
I
of them
saw
engage.
it in the last fight and I was like, wait a minute, nobody actually had an exhaust right there and the Sen doesn't want to be jumping into 3 members. Nom nom nom, he's gonna be going down to the juggle. Then what was it that? Listen is gonna be kicking Kalista where she doesn't want to be, and the LeBlanc TP is gonna be coming in, flash away instantly right there from the regular. He doesn't want to be anywhere near 4 members, 5 members of THR, and Morgana is gonna be going down
Poor
as well. And,
Morgana.
oh boy, oh boy.
And that right there, like we said, is just going to focus, you know, the Callista in that fight. And when she's down, there's not much damage coming out there. They can just tank this tower, literally, because Cho'Gath will just regen all of that. So this is going to be inhibitor, but this could also potentially be a game. Depends how aggressive they want to go, because, you know, it is the ring is up, and so is Lissandra. But, you know, Callista's still going to be dead for 10 seconds, but I think they're going to play it the safe route, not really give up too much, keep that 10k gold lead, back off a little bit, and Baron is going to be coming up in 15 seconds, and that's just perfect for them.
They have a huge wave into the mid lane that helps them so much right now. Flash in from the other side. He's going to headbutt the Rengar right where the Cho'Gath can eat him again. And the fight is going to commence, ladies and gentlemen. Sen is going to be taunting 3 members, and the Severe is going to be going down. But now THR is onto Kalista. The Shen is going to be ulting that Kalista. Look at all these spears onto the Cho'Gath. They want this monster down. He's going to be chasing the Sen. He's going to be killing the Sen. But oh my god, look at all these spears. Pop, he goes.
All over the place.
Down for the Kalista. And that's a 2 for 2 for GG. And they have potentially stopped the Baron that THR was heading to after they would kill this tower.
Oh yeah, like I think that's a little bit of, I wouldn't say greed, they are still 10k ahead, but they could have just backed off right then after getting the bot tower, and then just gone off to Baron, got Baron, reset like they did, play safe, and walk all the way back. So that Callista is definitely the saving grace. You saw how many spears not only did that Cho'Gath had, you know how many spears everybody else had, so at any moment that's kind of a lot of burst damage, and this is going to be the saving grace.
Well, let's see if there is going to be a saving grace, because right now THR is leading with 9k gold ahead, and next to their plans is that Baron who has been started by the Lee Sin. He is fearless, 11, 3 and 14. He's been included in 25 out of his 30 kills teams. And let's go right now. THR says we need this Baron, let's finish this game, let's take it clean sweep. And how can GG reply to that? Because that Baron is most certainly going down.
I don't know, like, they couldn't even contest this one. They didn't even have vision around there, so there's not much you could do for that. Like, right now, it's all gears are turning in terms of, like, let's defend the space, let's catch somebody off guard, let's get back into this game. That's how your mentality is going. But, like, with Lee Sin being so strong, trying to catch out people, they must just make sure they... I'd have to say GG have to turn the game plan to protect the Callista. When Callista's alive, they can definitely take these fights and put out the damage and, you know, kind of win. So if Lissandra can potentially get in the front lines now and not be the main source of damage, pop the Zonyas, and then potentially peel a little bit more.
Oh, the Kalista has been caught into the front line. Heal is gonna have to be popped and flash away. That is very dangerous stuff for the most fed member of GG and their only hope right now, and that is definitely going to mean third inhibitor down going down, because the Kalista has gone back to a trip onto that fountain to get her HP full Rengar ultimate gonna be popped. Lissandra is going in, it's gonna get silenced and popped straight away. She's out of the fight, and Kalista is the only thing that stands between life and death is going to be indeed for that Kalista, and the Morgana is going to be following very soon, and that Rengar and the Shen are trying mindlessly to get that LeBlanc, but it's not going to happen. LeBlanc is going to be killing that Rengar, and now she's going to be running away for the heal since she has no mana and no HP left. Shut down for the Shen, but it doesn't matter because 4 members are alive and they have aced GG, and this is going to be indeed GG well played for THR. Second Nexus Tower is going to be going down. Now they have their eye on the Nexus, and they are keeping their hopes alive in the loser bracket. GG well played, Team Horizon Reapers.
I don't know what to say. Callista was kind of like, they had a lot of chance there to kind of engage, but every time Callista got caught out, they didn't have the damage. They couldn't follow up. They couldn't get into this. Lissandra got caught out. Shane is kind of in the front lines trying to tank everything. Very well played, though, to THR for taking this one. Just showing how strong they can be as a team, how aggressive they can play, and really proving how to play LeBlanc.
Well, I did make a joke at the start of I'm gonna show you how to play LeBlanc, but in the end, that was very, very well
It's
played
not
by
a
the
joke.
LeBlanc indeed. I just want to point out that I was talking about teams not making mistakes. I was telling you that look, this is the last chance these two teams have at not being knocked out of the tournament. That is literally the last life they have in this tournament. And I was talking